Hello and welcome to my channel Zafar Talks. In today's video, I'll guide you on how you can start a career in data science. This video serves as a step-by-step guide for beginners in which we'll explain about 8 steps to start your career in data science. Now, what is data science? In recent years, we could have heard about names like machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the most famous one, that is ChatGPT. So all these things were possible because of data science. Now, to understand data science, let's take an example of Netflix. If you are using OTT platforms like Netflix to see a lot of horror movies, then here is what Netflix will do. If a new horror movie has come, it will suggest us on our screen. What they did here is they understood our pattern, that is to say, what content we see, what TV shows, movies we see. On their basis, they suggest to us more content so that we can spend more time on Netflix and watch movies. Now let's take a similar example of Instagram. If we like watching animated content on Instagram, then it will show us more such content so that we can use Instagram for a longer period of time. That is why these platforms want to know the user's activity and find some common patterns in their activity so that they can hook them up on their platform for a longer period of time. Basically, all social media platforms like Facebook, Twitter, shopping platforms, and many more work on this pattern. This is just one example, but there are many such examples of business problems whose solutions are pulled out by making use of data science. So let's dive in. The first step or objective is to build a strong foundation in mathematics and statistics. For aspiring data scientists, a solid understanding of mathematics and basic statistical knowledge is essential. Amid the buzz surrounding data-driven decision-making, these fundamentals often get overlooked. However, the growing demand for data scientists emphasizes the need for robust mathematical and statistical skills. Some of the fundamental concepts expected from a business analyst is to understand concepts like correlation, causation, and the ability to statistically test hypotheses. It is strongly recommended to start with the basics of linear algebra and then progressing to calculus. While these topics may seem challenging at first, consistent practice and dedication will help you become proficient and confident over time. For step 2, focus on learning programming. Many studies show that Python is the most important language for data scientists, with about 75% of professionals agreeing. As a beginner, it's a good idea to spend your first 6 months learning Python and working with databases. After you become comfortable with Python and programming, you can start learning with other languages like R and Java. Then move on to machine learning tools like scikit-learn. Websites like Kaggle and DataCamp are great for testing your code and working with others. Also, forums like Stack Overflow are helpful for discussing programming problems and finding solutions. Now let's talk about the third step, getting started with machine learning. Many beginners make the mistake of trying to learn every algorithm but forget how to use them to solve real problems. It's better to focus on learning the most popular and basic algorithms first. Complex problems don't always need complicated algorithms. The key is finding the most efficient way to solve a machine learning problem. If you choose to take a machine learning course, remember, the most programs only cover the basics of algorithms like support vector machines and neural networks. However, they focus more on strengthening your understanding of concepts like matrix operations, linear regression, and both supervised and unsupervised learning. These courses also introduce you to projects using programming languages like MATLAB, R, Python, and Octave. Moving on to the fourth step, start creating and building machine learning projects. Learning is just the first step. You also need to put it into practice. Working on a real project and understanding how things work behind the scenes is very helpful. Gaining hands-on experience in data science is not only important but also necessary for many big companies, as they look for people with experience and strong analytical skills. Let's move on to step 5, creating a portfolio. While a resume is important for showing your skills to potential employers, a data scientist should also be able to demonstrate their coding abilities and software skills. Coding is a part of data science job, and GitHub is a great platform to showcase your coding skills and hands-on problem-solving abilities. Here are some key points to remember. Personal details. Make sure to include personal details such as your username, email address, and previous employers. Followers. The number of followers on your portfolio reflects the work you have done. Having more than 50 followers is usually a good sign. Contribution graph. This shows your activity in the coding community. A greener graph indicates higher activity and engagement. Stars. Stars show how much you have engaged with the community. 100 stars is a decent number, but the more, the better. Forking and repositories. The more people who fork your project, the more popular it is in the GitHub community. High activity suggests you're working on well-received projects. Employer-targeted code. Writing code relevant to a potential employer's business can grab their attention. It highlights your skills while showing your interest in the job. Moving on to the 6th step, it's important to focus on soft skills too. Experts say that just hiring a data scientist isn't enough. Managers need to make sure the business and data team works well together so that data scientists can work independently. Without this, companies might not get the expected benefits from the data science, which is a problem in 80% of companies. Here are the key skills a good data scientist should focus on: communication, problem solving, understanding real-world problems, prioritizing tasks, and business knowledge. As a data scientist, you need to be able to share your ideas clearly and communicate well with your team and stakeholders. Moving on to 7th step, applying for jobs smartly. As technology keeps changing, data science jobs are becoming more common in many companies. There are a lot of openings for data science roles, and these positions are even being offered to people with non-technical backgrounds. Since there are many job openings but not enough ideal candidates, it's possible to receive multiple job offers for similar roles. That's why it's important to ask questions about the job you have been offered, as this is your first step into the field of data science. Here are some of the important things to ask when applying for a data science job. First, responsibilities. What will your actual job role involve? Second, tools used. Is the company working with the latest technologies, and what tools are being used? Third, methodologies. What approaches and techniques are being applied in the organization? Fourth, type of data. What kind of data does the company work with? Fifth, time allocation. How much time is spent on different tasks like data analysis and management? The field of data science is vast, so it's important to know which specific role you want to pursue and start preparing for it accordingly. There are many job roles in data science available across organizations, such as machine learning engineer, data architect, quantitative analyst, big data engineer, data scientist, data visualization expert, and many more. It's important to understand what each role involves and then decide which one aligns with your career goals. Finally, the last 8th step is to keep upskilling. To stay relevant in an ever-changing landscape, organizations look for candidates who are eager to learn and improve their skills. In the past, we have seen companies lay off employees who fail to adapt to new technologies and prioritize upskilling. Today, companies focus on developing a broad set of skills that will remain valuable for years to come. Some of the in-demand skills today include automation, RPA, robotics, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, IoT, connected devices, fintech, data analytics, and blockchain. And that brings us to the end of this step-by-step guide on starting a career in data science. Be sure to subscribe the channel. Thank you for watching.